Hey guys, just wanted to welcome you back for another video. And before I get into today's project, just want to remind everybody that Harold the Hedgehog is still available for purchase, and per usual, all the links and everything will be down in the description box below for Dawn, her online store, as well as all the other gals on the design team if you want to go check out and see what they've been making. Lots and lots of cute stuff. So feel free to stop here if you want. Go check out the link to her store, get some goodies. Like I said, I know some of the stuff is available, but you'll have to go check out the website to see what is still available for Harold, and definitely take a look at all the other goodies that she's got available on her website. So anywho, so that is the usual business, and today I am decorating the two wooden hedgehog embellishments that came in the card making kit. I took a little minute to kind of figure out how I wanted to decorate them, and I finally decided I wanted to use up some of Dawn's gorgeous papers to decorate. So for the larger figure that will be Harold, the quote-unquote father figure, I'm using that green grid background with the flowers. That it's like the white and the green and the flowers. That's going to be Harold. And then for the smaller figure, we'll call his son. I'm using as much of the green as I could get out of the other background. It's the green kind of leafy, bubbly kind of looking background with the flowers as well. So just had some fun because I love this paper. And I'm using gel medium here to attach the paper to the little figures. I figured, one, it is the best adhesion for the paper to make sure that it stays stuck, as well as the fact that gel medium tends to make paper curl up less than other wet mediums or wet like glue mediums and stuff like that. So I thought that would also make it easier on me to have to keep from fighting with the paper curling up, because you know when paper gets wet, that's the first thing it does, is it wants to curl up. So like I said, gel medium keeps the paper from curling up as much as if I'd have been using like my regular glue. So that is what I'm working on here. And also, while I was chatting about Dawn's store and links and stuff, I did use the pine green color for Tim Holtz's Distress Oxides. Can't remember the exact name. It's pine something, maybe pine bough, something like that. But it's the dark green I thought would look really nice for a complementary color. So like I said, just here I am using a gel matte medium to attach the papers to the little wooden figures. When the gel medium was dry, or mostly dry, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. I used that little pen blade to test it out. I hadn't used it yet, but it comes in the card making kit, and at first I thought it was a pen, but then Dawn corrected me on that. It is actually a little blade, so you definitely want to be careful. But I used that to cut the paper down as much as I could with it to get the shape of the hedgehogs. And to clean up the edges a little bit more, I came in with just some spare fingernail files that I had in my nail polish stash and stuff like that. And I do apologize. I didn't realize at time of filming that my hands were so far down that most of the time they were nearly out of frame, but I left this part in just so you could kind of see what I was doing. And once I had all the edges filed down as much as I could, I came in with that same green, that pine green color, to ink up the edges of the baby figure to get rid of any white edges to the paper, as well as to blend it in and kind of give that figure some depth. And then for the Harold figure, or the father figure, I used picked raspberry. That was the color I thought matched best to the colors of the flower in the paper. Before I did anything else or added any other mediums or anything to the little figures, I took a minute and did 2 coats of the Liquitex brand of gloss varnish to not only seal up the ink colors that I had used on the edges, but also to seal up the paper and kind of get everything locked down before I went to the next step. For the eyes, I decided to use dark blue flat back gemstones. That way I thought blue would not get lost behind the background since there was a lot of green in the papers. I thought it would be really cute to use the Sparkle Texture Paste by Tim Holtz to break out the bodies from the faces of the little hedgehogs. And I even did some dabs to break out the noses from their little snouts. But what I like about it is that, one, the texture paste, it goes on white, but when it dries, it's clear, and then you just have that little shimmery, glittery effect after. Because again, the point was to use the paper. I didn't want to use a white texture paste and then end up covering it up. So that's what I'm doing here. It's adding just a little bit of definition. It's separating out, like I said, the body from the face. So just adds another little detail to the little figures. And then to finish the little guys off, I came in with just a little bit of dry brushing with some white gesso to pick out the details in the texture paste, but not to cover the sparkle or to cover the paper. Because again, the point was to use the paper, and I also did not want to diminish the sparkle paste, but I liked adding that little bit of final definition to the little dudes. So that was today's project. Hopefully it gave you some good inspiration. Per usual, like I said, the links are going to be down below. And thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. It is always so much fun hanging out with you. And in the meantime, you guys, take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. If you're interested in some more content, here's a couple videos you might want to check out, and I will catch up with you in the next one.